accountability is rare. Welcome to Accountability is Trending. Just real conversations about local issues that affect you in a county. Hi, I'm your host, Chris Hopkin, and I'm joined by Tina Johnson today. Hello, Tina. How are you doing today?
Hi, Chris. I'm doing great. How are you?
Uh, I'm doing great. I'm in Arizona. Can you believe that? I'm down here and visiting my brother, and it's been a beautiful day today. Uh, I'd like to start off with a kind of a informal conversation with you and I, and kind of tell our audience and welcome them, obviously, to our very first podcast and kind of why we're here. And I'd like to start off with why I'm here, kind of a short and sweet uh, introduction. Uh, 2020 election kind of bothered me a lot, and I decided to get involved in some way, do something. I met Jonathan Lang, who asked me to come to a Choose Liberty Now meeting. I showed up to the meeting and met him and Richard Ong, and it was very informative. I got involved, and Choose Liberty Now has been a great way to get involved with Uintah County and Evanston. A lot of great people there. Um, how about you? I remember meeting you, Tina, at Choose Liberty Now, and it was well, you and your husband actually, Jim. Uh, it's been Choose Liberty Now has been great, and we formed a subgroup that deals with election integrity, and Richard Ong has been instrumental in that. Richard's done great work with Choose Liberty Now, and Chuck Gray, our Secretary of State for Wyoming. Uh, Jonathan Lang is actually on speed dial with him, and they talk back and forth a lot. So that's been great. Um, I also met Cheryl Aguilar through Choose Liberty Now. I don't remember if Jonathan gave her my name or how that just actually transpired, but meeting her, I got to be the captain of collecting signatures in Uintah County for the People's Initiative for 50% off our residential property taxes, which we as a state will be voting on come 2026, our voting process here in 2026. Uh, I'd like to hear how you got involved, Tina. How'd you get involved?
Well, I started getting involved in 2016 after the Russia hoax. I watched the impeachment trial. I thought if Donald Trump did something horrible, I wanted to know what it was. Um, they said that it was undeniable, the proof was undeniable, yet they couldn't tell me what it was. So it went on into that. Then we had the 2020 election. I was incredibly distraught with the 2020 election. Um, But before that, with my job, COVID kind of kicked my butt. I worked a corporate job. We were forced to wear masks. They wanted me to monitor and track and trace every employee that um, got the vaccination. They wanted me to. They were asking me to do things that I morally could not do. That that got me on the path to finding a way to stop whatever it was. I also met through Dr. D. Dillery, met Jonathan Lang, went to the Choose Liberty Now, met some amazing people, made great connections. Um, very happy to be a part of that group. Um, Jonathan Lang has fought hard for our state on many levels. Richard Ong, one of the smartest people I've ever met. Sometimes I have no idea what he's talking about, but he's incredibly smart and he's taught me so much. And that's pretty much how I got involved.
Yes, and the I have to tell you a little story. So I'm at the courthouse and met absolutely incredible opposition. And during that opposition, a resolution was brought forth, and they actually kicked me out of the courthouse. And the the crazy part about it is, I really felt wonderful about talking with the people, uh, sharing the information with them, being able to inform them of what's really happening with their property taxes, showing them the actual numbers, real numbers, not being uh, hoodwinked, by whatever media sources they're listening to, instead of getting surprised when you go there and go, why is my property taxes so high? They come over and I show them a sheet and real numbers, what's going on, and they're going like, well, why is this? And I show them, and explain to them, which in our closing, I'll explain that we will cover that later. But so in this process, they get a resolution to kick me out of the courthouse. But going back to what I was talking about, I'm kind of stammering a little bit, but I felt very, very good that people could come there and I would inform them about the process that Wyoming has, which actually is very good about purging voter rolls. They would come there and not realize that they didn't vote the very last election. They get purged and they weren't on the voter rolls. So they would be able to go over to uh, the clerk's office. They could get registered and come and sign the petition. I looked at my data and I signed up 200 people almost, and they came and signed the petition. That's 200 voters that I got to sign up that didn't realize that they had been purged from the voter rolls. And a lot of them probably wouldn't have even voted had they not known that. And I felt very, very good about that. On the other hand, getting kicked out really angered a lot of people too. And one of those citizens came to me and talked to me, and that's how I got involved. And UCAM was brought to fruition. And UCAM is a pact. It's called Uinta Conservative Accountability Movement. That's a pact that I'm involved with that we'll cover it in other podcasts. And that's been a lot of fun to have conversations with people like that. And I know that you're involved with you since this process has happened. You've been contacted and gotten involved with other things too, Tina.
Yeah, so we started a Moms for Liberty chapter. We
Nice.
and then we started with there's the Wyoming Speakers Association.
Yes.
Um, and then pretty much the Choose Liberty Now was really informative and taught me a lot of things. So, and we
Yes. And
definitely will drill down on those in the next episode. I do have a question for you.
okay.
So, when people ask you, I'm only one person, what can one person do? What would you say?
Now that's a good question. I used to think that too. All it takes is for you to get involved. Once you get involved, you'll be surprised what one person can do. You'll end up knowing what you can do and what you can't do. I know now that I would not be a good fit for justice. Like if I was to run for a office to be like uh, a treasurer, I would not be a good fit for that. If I was to be, say, somebody wanted me to run for office for mayor, I wouldn't be a good fit for that. I'm more of a boots on the ground type of person, maybe like doing signatures, stuff like that. That's me. Once you get involved, that's when you kind of feel yourself out to what you're really more passionate about, kind of uh, what you're good at, you know. I know with you, I've read several of your articles, and boy, I'll tell you what, you are very, very good at research. You just blow me away. Can you tell me just a little tidbits what we can touch on later?
So some of my articles started for Moms for Liberty, um, different articles on the teachers' unions, that kind of thing, how they got involved in our local schools, um, researching, pretty much digging in on the school sites, trying to figure out what's going on. When I was at work, kids were starting to not be able to read and not be able to write. And I saw the community, I saw society cratering before my eyes. And it was incredibly hard for me. So I thought, what can I do? I'm going to tell you, I quit my job. It was a good paying job, it was a good gig, but I couldn't be in a world. I couldn't be in the world that was coming towards us. I wanted to be part of the change. So, some of the
Yeah,
articles, we got some good stuff coming. Good stuff
I
coming. So,
and I am so thankful that you did. I retired from the Uintah County School District, and I'm very thankful that I was able to do that because now my time is focused on this kind of stuff that I'm able to do these podcasts and talk to people like you. Uh, it amazes me that I can talk to Chuck Gray, our Secretary of State, or Brent Bien, that is running for governor. I mean, we had Dr. Frank come here, from when I got involved with Choose Liberty Now, we had Dr. Frank come here and he did his presentation on the data from Wyoming and how it ebbs and flows and not all of it I understood, but enough of it was raised some pretty interesting questions. But the just the sheer fact that I'm involved and one person can make a difference. And it's not just the one person, it's you talking with and being connected to everybody else that these people that you get connected with, like Pete Bass, like Joe
yes,
Webb, like Bob Wharf, like Scott Heiner, like Laura Pearson, like Johnny Pence, like Eldon Stahl, all these people that I am connected with now that I can just dial up and have real conversations with, like I mean, your husband, all of these people. I mean, we are Uintah County. I mean, this is
but we're
us.
each just one person. And when one
Exactly.
person stands up,
Exactly.
so
And we
I agree.
all need to come together as a community and talk to each other and not be hoodwinked by bad publicity, by people that want to steer us in the wrong direction. We need truth. We need we need we need God.
We need God,
We do.
and He's here.
He is. And I'm sorry if I get a little emotional, but God is with me. So anyhow, let me regain my composure a little bit here, but uh,
Great
uh,
first episode.
yes, I'm hoping that people want to come on and these podcasts and be part of this for real conversations. And I think that we need to talk more uh, in closing about what we're going to be talking about in the upcoming episodes. We have UCAM that we need to bring to the forefront what we've been doing. Uh, I think Moms for Liberty would be great uh, to talk about. Do you have some other things that we should be talking about that other people might have questions?
Um, I think that there's a lot of changes going on in the community. School board, Uena County #1, they're changing out the superintendent.
Mm,
Ryan Thomas is retiring, so that'll be a great conversation. Um, just different things that are going on.
mm,
Joe Webb is having a teachers meeting with some legislators about the recalibration of
yes.
funds. So that should be interesting to talk about. Keep that in the forefront as well.
Yes, and Joe is keeping us up to date. He's uh, sent me information, and I actually was able to go online and uh, fill out the form that I needed while I was here in Arizona to apply for my 25% off taxes for the 2025 uh, calendar year. So that was amazing. And he is doing it. We are so blessed to have him and Laura
Yep.
as our representative, and
Yep.
Scott
And Bob.
Heiner also, and Bob, and oh yeah,
Yep.
all of
We've
these
been.
guys. So blessed. So, like I said, on our next episodes, we're going to cover the various organizations we're associated with in more depth. Uh, that that are this form that we've formed. Actually, we've formed our that formed in our community um, to help keep our community stay informed. And Choose Liberty Now is a big one. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And I want you to remember that accountability is trending. Thank you for watching.